Hey, my friends, it's your friend Kevin. Thank you for being here with me today as I do this divine daily blast. Let's get right on with it. We are in an angel numerology number 7 day today, and that's about being focused. It's also a day, let me get my notes. It's also a day to remind ourselves that even though it may not seem like it, we are actually on the right path, that our spiritual desires and plans are correct and beneficial, um, and our priorities are actually in the right order now. We're making good life choices, particularly where material matters are concerned, that will serve us well. This is a day to be charming, rather studious, in, being curious, um, almost like a mad scientist, focused, introverted, meditative. The Seven of Swords, or rather the Seven of Cups, the Sun, and the Chariot in tarot cards are at play on a number 7 day. Use the power of Archangel Metatron to push things forward, and also Archangel Michael. And what's interesting about this is that we have the divine feminine counterpart to Archangel Michael in the form of Faith, who is part of the Holy Trinity, faith, hope, and charity, and she's with us all week long as a reminder that we are constantly, totally, always protected by the divine. We've got this light of protection that's surrounding us, whether we bring it in and focus on it or not. The angel affirmation card that I pulled first today before I brought all these out is from Archangel Raguel. I can bring balance to unhealthy relationships. Call upon me for both personal and professional conflicts that need healing. And I'm going to say that the conflict could well be with a person, but it may also be within yourself. All my relationships are harmonious and healthy. All conflicts in my life fade away. This card to me is about not focusing on the conflict, but focusing on the resolution or the exit from it. My isms, my thoughts turn into things of beauty all the time. My services are needed and will be received with gladness. I am open to new opportunities and the universe supports my dreams. Now the moon is moved into Taurus, well actually already was, is already in Taurus. And as the month ends, it's at a hard angle to Pluto. So if you've been feeling a little bit emotionally squeezed, pulled, manipulated, drained, something that's off, that you feel like, oh, I want to break out of my shell, take a step back. Look out for a win-win situation, as opposed to sitting in the energy where you feel marginalized, unheard, unseen. Pluto is a planet that is really quite interesting. It's part of the Great Destroyer. And for months, we've been gently encouraged to let go, let go, let go, let go. And now things are just changing. And we've got to get on board with those changes. Faith comes in to activate the light that lives within each one of us. I am safe and protected by angels. Even if you go on a walk in the woods, in nature, with your feet on the floor, or follow the meditation I offered, I think it was Friday or Saturday, where you breathe in deep, and you breathe into your, first of all, you breathe into your heart and open your heart space with love and with honesty and with truth and with compassion. And then you exhale gently. And then you breathe into your seat or your belly, whichever you feel like, which is where your powerhouse is. The seat, the base chakra, the belly part of your body is your right to be on the planet and your right to claim your worth. And you breathe into that space. And as you let go, you release anything that's not in tune with that. And finally, you take a deep breath in and you send that to the soles of your feet, your ankles, the tops of your feet, your toes, the part of you that has landed on the earth plane. It's almost as if we're now being encouraged to be part of the non-physical form in a physical experience. As we awaken to our spiritual selves, and we're scratching the surface of what doesn't serve us, or we're awakening to the purpose that we're meant to do something else here, and what we have been doing seems to have gone by the wayside. That can include careers. Many of you who might have been working the same kind of job for a while, or been in the same kind of relationships for a while, or been doing the same sort of things for a while, are going to find yourselves a feeling of being a little bit misplaced, that doesn't quite work. And it can be these sudden altering changes that's part of the Pluto energy. And pretty soon, Neptune is going to be leaving the sign of Pisces. That hasn't happened since the 18th century. That hasn't happened since before we had electricity. It's pretty monumental. Now, to give you a little bit of insight into that, you can look at it in a way that says, wow, I am actually physically witnessing the vibrational feeling of these changes and the effect on what's happening on Earth. Moving on, don't want to get too deep into that. We have Mayat. She's here with divine intervention. And she's encouraging us to weigh up our options and choose. It's your choice. The highest point possible. Keep going. The best benevolent outcome, thank you, Vicky, that you could possibly imagine. And don't shorten yourself. My goal with these videos every day is to sprinkle and sparkle some light and some joy, some peace and some tranquility into all of you, to allow you to feel the rhythm of life, the rhythm of the universe, and whatever energies are being drawn to me and through me out to you. I don't know what they're called. I don't know how I want to. I mean, the only two I can really put my handle on is Beatrice and Gertrude. And these two fairies, energies, if you will, are an extension of me. Thank you. There's my card. I think of them and I bring them in whenever something surprising happens. But I'm also delighted that some of you have also shared your fairies. And there are many of us who took a while to align with the fact that we have guardian angels that were with us because we wanted to find out who they were, and what their name was. Well, I can align better with fairies and get the name from the fairies than I can guardian angels. So Daniel, Grace, and Simone are guardian angels that have worked with me. Daniel's been with me since I was created. I feel that for sure. He's got beautiful blue eyes and rather lovely curly blonde hair. He is just a delight. Your guardian angels are also part of your higher being, driving you forward. So if you've had these doubts and these melancholy feelings that things aren't working quite the way you want them to, or things are not going in a direction that you perhaps anticipated, it's all okay. Please, please, please know that it's all okay. You're just on this journey, on this walk. And sometimes you think about walking across a really good size meadow, and it feels like you're never going to get to the other side of the meadow because you just keep going. Or like you're driving across country and this motorway never seems to end. It's like, how much longer have we got to go? Some of these things can seem a little bit daunting. This is where you refocus your energy. I started to say that some of you have shared with me who your fairies are. Grace is one of your fairies that's here. You can also call Faith as one of your fairies. I love Gertrude. She's the funny one. She's the one that she just takes her heart on her sleeve. It doesn't matter. She's going to go with whatever. She'll have a polka dot sock on one foot and then a striped sock on the other foot, and it's all okay. Um, Beatrice, on the other hand, is a little more stoic. She's a little more organized. But the two of them work together in concert to bring a balance. Let's see what card they have for us. Oh, I love this so much. Here we go. A number 12, or number 32, sorry. To me, this is a big old rainbow. And it is reviewed connections. Or renewed connections, sorry, not reviewed. So, reunion, reconciliation, intimacy, forgiveness, all of these images show us the ways that we connect, either by a telephone with the number 4 on the screen, either by text message, there's that one, either by a letter, we send that off, or that looks like an email, either by sending out love from your heart. Listening to music is a divine connection. And what is this one? Sending your prayers up. That's that yellow one right there. I'm actually going to do a bit of cheating today and read from the guidebook, because sometimes I miss things and I want to make sure you're getting the actual what the authors wanted. Relationships that have been a struggle for you, well, this is where we have all my relationships are harmonious and healthy, are now in a space where healing can truly begin. You may have been experiencing tremendous vulnerability. I believe that. And that's going to be paid off. That's going to pay off for you. Your willingness to forgive situations and reach out and listen to the perspective of other people has got your angels holding their hands over their hearts with pride for you. Have faith today that the place in your heart that you have opened for those around you will be filled with love. Oh, this feels so good. This card may also indicate that you're receiving messages or signs from loved ones who have transitioned into spirit. Keep your senses attuned to receiving words of support and comfort from those who are no longer in the body but are still very much in your heart and your mind. I believe this is where Mayat comes in, her divine intervention. I think that we can all turn to our loved ones, our grandparents, friends. I've got several lovely, kind, caring friends that I knew in this life that are now in spirit that I feel around me. Yesterday, I was with a friend here in life. We went off to a gem show, and I was walking around, really just the intent to buy a couple of chains to put some pendants on. Like I've got this pendant on here, which is a jasper. I've got a number of pendants that didn't have anything to hang it from. And I don't do very well with those kind of pieces of leather that you have to tie this weird knot, and they just don't work. I like having something that I can attach and put on like a chain. as I'm walking around, this delightful pendulum is literally, it was literally doing this. It was set on a ring with other pendulums. Maybe I should bring it closer to the camera. There we go. Oh, I wonder if it's gonna. It's not going to do it. Anyway, oh, there you go. It was literally doing this. It was moving like with all these others hanging around in a circle. And my friend, spiritual, I'm like, this is so weird. All the others were straight down. They were minding their business. And this one, Missy, was just whoop, 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 whoop. Look at me. And I just happened to stand in front of it and say, look at that thing go. It's just having itself quite a day. And I walked away. I said, oh, maybe I'll come back later. And I got to the corner of the table and this thing was just going like, I mean, it was just having a fit. So of course I bought it. These are the magical signs that you reach for when you're having these days where it feels a little bit off or you're not quite sure what's going on. Get out in nature. Get out of where you are, because the feeling in your heart that's not quite right or feels a little off or is, I don't know how that is right. That's the indication, and that's your spirit guides, your fairies going, hey, hello, come on, get on out of here. That's what you have to pay attention to. And those things, then you go out. For me, it's like, if I get stuck in that, which I can, vulnerability brings up feelings and emotions. We're raised to not want to be vulnerable. We're raised to not want to look a certain way. We're taught that. Other people teach us that. We're raised that vulnerability is a sign of weakness. No, it isn't. Vulnerability is a spirit's way of connecting to you, saying this is not the right, quite right. You're feeling a little vulnerable. You're feeling a little exposed. You're feeling a little bit, oh, I've got to do something else. It's a little bit like this is your detour. You know, it's your detour. And when we get a little older and we mature a bit more, all of those experiences where we found out, well, we did it anyway and it was okay, it was fine, those become the teaching moments. But for young folk who are shouldn't say that, who are bent on not wanting to be vulnerable, it can lead to behaviors that are not healthy. It can lead to behaviors that just don't serve our higher purpose. And that's all I've got to say about that. Get into your renewed connections. Connect with spiritual angels, guides, past loved ones, fairies that lift you up. And that's all I've got to say. Thank you for all that you do. Like and subscribe, and please leave comments. It all helps. Every time you view one of these videos from start to finish, it sends the algorithms up. Every time you tell someone, go on this thing, like a video, subscribe to it, it helps get the word out. And that's what I'm about. Until tomorrow, I love you. Bye for now.